Today we are talking about the GoPro DayTripper backpack. Here's some stats for the bag nerds out there. This has been my go-to backpack for probably 4 or 5 years, but I've started to try out some other ones. But it felt fitting to start this channel off with a review of this tried and true backpack. There are definitely some things about it that I really like. There's definitely some things about it that I don't really care for, but really it just kind of it got familiar and I just wanted to try other things. So for starters, it's, pretty compact. It's pretty decent. It's got 2 external water bottle holders, this flat zip pack. It is a one main pouch. There is a laptop sort of sleeve, and then there's this GoPro specific pack up here, and as you can see, it's pretty heavily branded GoPro. Another thing that makes you very aware that it's GoPro is this attachment strap right here, where you can lock on a GoPro. Not many backpacks have it because not many of them are geared towards GoPros. So for starters, I've got my water bottle and my caffeine. I am a software engineer in modern day. We live on caffeinated beverages. Inside, I've got a notebook for keeping track of my ideas, some AirPod Maxes, there's maybe a Pro in there somewhere, the Logitech MX3 Mac Edition, and then I carry around this Ugreen, how many watts? 65 watt 3-port fast charger. I mostly do this because it does multiple devices, and I can charge both my laptop and my phone from one cable, and then the AirPod Maxes still require a lightning port, so that's why this is here. Might end up switching to the new one. Ironically, I have switched over to mostly DJI products, so in this GoPro specific pocket, I actually carry around the Osmo 3, and unfortunately it is not long enough to have the tripod permanently attached to it, so I have to do that separately. But got that, and then last but not least is my laptop. It's a 14-inch, so nothing too massive. And there you have it. Unlike most people that I see do backpack reviews, this is actually what I carry. Oh, there's probably a pen in here too. But I'm not trying to show you, look at these 85 products I carry around. I'm going out on a mission and gonna ruck, 60 pounds worth of gear. This is literally what I carry on a day. I mean, I might have some like lunch, etc. I'm gonna clear this off so I can talk about the backpack a bit more. All right, so some key features about this backpack that I really do like. I do like how straightforward it is. One major compartment, one little top, kind of quick access, and then the the laptop sleeve. It's straightforward. Sometimes they get too complicated and there's too many pockets and I forget where I have what, and organization just becomes a pain. Additionally, I really like this top one, how it's kind of felt lined, because that just makes it softer, so you can put like the cameras in it, or you can put like sunglasses and goggles and whatever, it just makes it easy and it keeps it protected. Additionally, I like on the laptop sleeve, so they have this little indicator that says it's for laptops, and then they have a second one that acts like it's for like a hydration bladder. I've never actually used it. They do have a pass-through hole so you can stick the tube out. But what I've actually ended up doing is putting 2 laptops in here. So I have a personal laptop and a work laptop, so I can put them both in there. If I'm traveling, I can put a laptop and an iPad in here, and I've got everything I need. So having 2 slots, one of them is less padded than the other, but they both are full height, so you can get 2 in there. I would recommend using the actual dedicated laptop one, the one towards the interior of the bag, for your laptop, because it is suspended off of the ground, so it makes it easier, more protected. But it's just kind of very streamlined, straightforward, and very helpful. I really like that about this bag. And I like that it has dual water bottle pockets. As you can see, I carry around multiple beverages, and Some of the bags that I've tested out recently don't necessarily have to, and you don't realize how much you like that until you don't have it, even if you don't really think you'd want it. The other part is it's just really nice construction. GoPro is a outdoor adventure-oriented sort of company, so clearly they make things for that. I don't know what the waterproof rating is or anything, but I've never worried when I was out in any sort of weather, wind, rain, that it would keep my gear safe. Now let's turn to some things that I don't like. So in this main compartment, it's very massive, but then this top pocket actually eats into the space. So like you can get taller things up kind of behind it and tuck it in, but it's just kind of frustrating that this is like removing from this space. You can't have both. Additionally, when you've got a ton of stuff in here and you try to put a water bottle in here, you can kind of feel it competing for space and you really have to shove it in. So like it just kind of eats into itself. Like these don't expand outwards, they push in. This is very much geared towards GoPros and their attachments. So they give you, all these dividers that you can put in place. And if you want to put anything else in there, you kind of have to take these out and then you lose them if you don't have a place to keep them. So it's kind of frustrating. But again, it's geared towards GoPro. That's what they do. You can't really fault them for it, but it does ruin the usability of this pocket slightly. Additionally, they have the hip support straps on both sides of the bag, but no way to remove them, which is kind of frustrating because most of the time I'm not doing anything where I need that and I'm not carrying enough weight where I would really appreciate it. So I end up tucking them into the water bottle pockets, but then whenever I try to bring the water bottles out of those pockets, they just bring the strap with them. And then finally, I just don't like that this is a permanent mount for the GoPro. It just kind of ruins the sleekness of the bag. Again, they're kind of minor gripes. Like I said, I used this for 4 years. I really like this backpack. It's very adjustable, it's very comfortable. So now that we've gone over kind of the features and functionality, pros and cons, I also kind of want to break down a list of key factors to me. I feel like a lot of the times when I watch gear review, backpack reviews in particular, some of the feedback they give you isn't necessarily pertinent. So one of the things that I want to address is the sweat factor. Every backpack claims that these air channels are really great at moving air around and keeping you cool, and I don't buy it. I've never had a backpack except for like a true backpacking backpack where you're hiking through the mountains actually keep my back sweat free. So I would say this is probably like a 3 out of 5 on the sweat factor. It doesn't do a horrible job, but like these are big patches for heat to build up and for you to get sweaty. From a weight bearing standpoint, I would say that this can actually handle a fair amount of weight. It is really well constructed. The straps are very beefy. They have a chest strap for you to kind of cinch this down. It's pretty adjustable. Worst case scenario, you can break out the hip straps. So I'd give it a 4 out of 5 on the weight bearing capacity. I mean, you're limited on the amount of interior space you have, but for what you can fit in there, this carries a lot of weight and it carries it pretty well. From the robustness factor, I would give it a probably 4 out of 5 as well. GoPro is an outdoor adventure oriented brand, so their products are built to handle adventure and the outdoors. This material is pretty well. I can toss this in my back seat, don't care. I lay this on the ground, I drag it through whatever. It holds up really well. No complaints there. It didn't get a 5 because, as you can see, the material does scratch. So like, it's not like some of these other ones where they're more scratch resistant, if you will. And then from the overall value, I would say probably 4 again. I think it's a pretty fair price for what it is. I have no complaints with it. So overall, I would say it's a really good commuter and maybe overnight bag. If you're trying to do more than 2 days, I think it gets a little tough, especially if you bring any sort of workout equipment with it. So that is my conclusion on this. I would say go buy it if you're into this look, this size of bag, and you're wanting to kind of swap out of what you've already got. There's nothing really revolutionary about the feature set here, so there's no like you absolutely are missing out if you don't get this, but I do think if you're in the market for a new backpack, it's a solid buy. All right, so that is my review of the GoPro DayTripper backpack. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, like it. If not, dislike it and let me know why. And I will see you in the next video where we discuss even more gear.